One thing almost everyone in Oregon agrees on is that our public schools are not doing as well as they should. With Oregon's demographics, I don't understand why our dropout rate is the second worst in the nation. There's no reason Oregon's schools should be 41st in the nation. Why are Oregon's schools so bad? Some people say it's a lack of money, but we spend more than California and Washington. Some say it's the fault of the teachers' unions and too much money going to big benefits. I talked with a fellow named Bill Smethurst, principal at Horizon Christian High School in Tualatin. He's had a long career in Oregon's public school system as a teacher and then as a principal of 3 different high schools. I thought maybe he could shed some light on the problems. He said one problem is that politicians have been experimenting with huge system-wide reforms of our schools for decades, but these reforms have been a waste of time and money. Back in 1991, when Governor Kitzhaber was president of the Oregon Senate, he and Vera Katz pushed through the 21st Century School Act. What a grand vision that was, to transform how Oregon students were educated. They replaced the high school diploma with 2 different achievement certificates called the SIM and the CAM, all in an attempt to set world-class standards. They promised these sweeping reforms would make Oregon students the best educated and prepared students in the nation by 2000 and equal to any in the world by 2010. Smethurst says this was doomed from the start.
As Oregon or as the nation adopts different standards and we say, well, these are now going to make us world class. No, that's not going to make us world class. A national reform or standard that says, okay, we're going to take these standards, K-12, and we're going to put this over the schools and say, now you're going to be better. I don't see that recipe working. Just because I say that here's the standards and now we have these standards and now the kids are going to be equal to Finland. I think that's kind of a long shot.
Well, the Kitz-Katz reform was a spectacular failure. Here we are a decade and a half after their big promises, and we are ranked in the bottom 20%. The whole SIM-CAM idea was finally dropped, but not before Oregon spent billions of dollars and 15 years of effort forcing them on teachers and parents. Smethurst makes a good point. We shouldn't be doing experiments like this on an entire state's school kids.
We're saying this is a mandate for all public schools throughout the state of Oregon, and if that fails, you're affecting thousands upon thousands upon thousands of kids. And you're saying, oh, well, that was 10 years worth, and now let's go do something else.
Let's go do something else? That sure seems to be what's in store. Now, Governor Kitzhaber is pushing his new round of reforms. He signed Oregon up for the Common Core State Standards, which is the next attempt at so-called world-class standards. Hasn't the governor learned anything? Haven't we learned anything? After the last fiasco, does it make sense to go down the same path again? I asked Smethurst if we should trust this grand plan.
The pattern would say no. No, we shouldn't trust it. Because again, it's putting a layer of standards or part of the Common Core or using the new testing systems, and it's blanking them over the K-12 system and looking into the colleges to prepare kids for college and career, but it's not looking at teaching and learning.
He says all of these comprehensive reforms miss the point, which is improving instruction.
The spending of money on wholesale reforms that don't include improvement of instruction is a waste of money. Period.